Strap yourself in,
because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
You are watching and listening to Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and your favourite podcasts.
England! England!
Looking back through the years, we can't hold back the tears and the fears. We gotta be what we can be, 'cause we can write a new history, yeah. So we on Kane, Sterling, we believe we wear the lion's heart on our sleeves. We are England through and through. Come on, England, we love you.
Till I Die TV, your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
And now, here's your host.
Right, Chris.
All right, good evening. Welcome along to Leicester Till I Die TV's attempt to break the world record for the number of live streams to do in one day. We had the original, the Notts Forest, what am I saying? I hate that. Notts County beating Leicester in the pre-season friendly, which has nearly got 1.2 thousand views. Thanks to everybody that supported that and watched that. Really do appreciate it. The sloppy seconds was earlier, Portugal versus Switzerland, which ended 2-2 somehow. And the last 10 minutes of that were probably the best 10 minutes of football this tournament. Do not ask about the previous 80. And if that was sloppy seconds, well, this is terrible thirds, because especially when you see who I've got in with me tonight. What we'd ask you to do is, if you are on YouTube, please do what it says down there, subscribe and support our sponsors. They do support us. If you want retro England shirts or retro any football team shirts, I don't think they have Newport, but all the big teams they have, and also international teams and teams like Barcelona as well. So give them a support. This is Leicester Till I Die TV, Women's Euros 2020, in conjunction with 3retro.com, and it is the Holland versus Sweden Watchalong.
Till I Die Watch Along show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
And it's live.
Well, it is live, but if one certain gentleman keeps reminding me about the Newport Leicester FA Cup game, he won't be by the end of the channel. How the devil are you all? Welcome along. Let's introduce him live from Her Majesty's Prison in Newport. It is the one, the only, the Welsh Wizard, Michael. Oh, look, the devil's in the detail there. The devil's hiding you.
I'll tell you what, Dan, who's backstage, if you keep reminding Chris that we beat Leicester, you're going to be banned from this live stream. But apart from that, how are you doing, Chris?
I am doing well, thank you very much, sir. How did Newport get on earlier?
Yeah, we played 2 60-minute friendly games against Hungerford Town in the National League South, 2 leagues below us. And we won both of them 3-0, so 6-0 overall.
Did you have your first team out?
It was the first team in half of the first team in one of the squads, half of them in, yeah.
You know, you'd never know you were from Wales, would you?
50% of it. When I say half, it sounds like I'm from bloody up the valleys or near the Scum.
You and Tom Jones. The details are, as a moderator on the channel, your details are permanently in the description below, but just give people a shout out where they can find you.
Yeah, Mike Green on YouTube. I've put 2 videos out today. One as a little preview ahead of Crawley season this year. I'm doing one every day of each League 2 team. Today is Carlisle. Keep saying Carlisle. It's Chris Welch. That's what it is. Today was Crawley. Tomorrow is Crewe Alexandra. And also, I done a match reaction for our, well, I'll say 6-0 win, but it was 2 3-0 wins against Hungerford. Mike Green on YouTube. And thanks to Chris for getting me on again.
That's
To
all
him one day.
bloody hell, Far, I thought you were going through your whole year's playlist there. Let's welcome our other guest in. You know him. We try and get rid of him, but like a fart in a lift, he hangs around, and that's wrong on so many levels. Let's bring him in, Dan, the Burnley man. There he is.
Of all the time to bring me, I can't believe you've shown me as a little fish in a big pond.
You Burnley, you always are, mate. That's going to get clipped later. I know you shouldn't laugh at your own jokes, but was that good or was that good, Mike?
Oh, yeah, very good.
Those of you that don't know, by the way, Daniel does have a penchant for weeing in the corner of his bedroom. Just to let you know what the in-joke was. But so I've been planning that. I've been planning that since 10 o'clock this morning. Really have. Anyway, Dan, Burnley fan, new manager, some new players, but you've dropped down into the nether regions of the championship, but you're still hanging about, like I say. But how can people find you? Because you don't just do championship watch-alongs, do you?
No, I like to have a mix of stuff on the channel as well as keeping it Burnley as well, predominantly. But funnily enough, Chris, we had a friendly today behind closed doors away at Wolves, and we lost 3-0.
Couldn't the Burnley people open the door?
Probably not. But as I say, yeah, we lost that. Is what it is.
Just face it. These aren't even tactical games. They're just there to see play.
They're just runarounds, aren't they? They're runarounds to get 90 minutes under your belt, and tactics go out the window with it. But you can, as I say, you can find me at Turf Morehouse. And I'm on here, doing God's work for him.
Fucking hell! If you're doing God's work, mate, I need this guy back.
When I say God's work, I meant taking over for Brad while I was in centre halves. Jesus over there.
Indeed. Talking of the aforementioned flipper man, Chris Welsh is in. Evening, lads. Hope you're well. Poor Chris. I know. Stuck with Mike again. Honestly, just can't get rid of them. But anyway, let us have a look at the team. Now, Michael, you know the Dutch team quite well. We're not going to ask why, but you do.
No, I remember from the World Cup in 2019, that's the first ever sort of women's tournament that I sort of got involved with watching. So realistically, I'll just be honest, I thought, can't really be bothered to watch this. I watched that and I was like, actually, this, like you said, Chris, a lot better football quality and less of the rolling around.
I meant to ask you, by the way. My mum said to ask you, because you're watching the women's football, have you got your roll of toilet paper handy? I'm not sure what she meant by that, but
I think she's I don't know.
I think it's because he knows. I think it's because he knows his stuff. Does our Matt, doesn't he? About these things.
He does. And when you're in prison, of course, this is probably the only excitement you get. Well, Netherlands are playing a 4-3-3 there. Anybody we should look out for, Michael? Mike?
Yeah, number 9, Vivian Wiedema, plays for Arsenal in the WSL. Probably one of the Dutch's best players. And surprisingly enough, I don't know why she's on the bench, but I can't remember her first name. Yeah, Linef Berenstein is on the bench for the Netherlands. Normally she starts on the right side, so maybe it's a fitness thing why she's not playing, but they're the two main ones.
And do you know anything about the Swedish women?
No.
Dan?
No, just that they make some amazing meatballs at IKEA.
They do. And I'm just looking down, and virtually every single player there. I mean, I don't want to stereotype anybody or stick them into any particular boxes, but virtually I think it might be every Swedish player is blonde. Who would have thought?
Hitler's dream if they've got blue eyes and all, innit?
Right, exactly. Not as nice top as the Finnish one the other day. I'm in love with the Finnish shirt. I need to try and buy one cheap. I absolutely love it. Sweden, it's not quite as good as that. Second game in Group C. It's got to go a long way. Well, it's not got to go a long way to beat the performance that we saw earlier between Portugal and Switzerland. The first 5 minutes were exciting, and it was 2-0 to Switzerland. The first half was all Switzerland, and the second half, I don't know what happened. I think they ended up going neutral because they just didn't turn up for the second half, Switzerland, and Portugal took over, and they got 2 goals, and the last 5 minutes should have had 3 or 4. Football-wise, wasn't the best advert. I'm not going to lie to you for the Women's Euros, but certainly for excitement, those last 10 minutes was probably as exciting as we have seen. Dan, Sweden, second in the world. Rankings was behind America. Haven't lost in 12 matches. Favourites for you going into this?
Yeah, massively. I mean, the Dutch aren't, a side that should be underestimated, to be fair. Although I'm looking at their fan base now, and I've just seen a guy in a bandana and glasses, and he looks like something you'd see on a kids' TV program, or someone you shouldn't see on a kids' TV program. Depends the way you want to look at it. But going back to your original comment, yeah, Sweden for me should have this one in the bag. I think they should, but don't rule out a tough game. I think we're in for a good one.
Mike, the Dutch holders. So again, like Dan said, you cannot write them off any stretch of the imagination. I'm just looking at them all go through here. Blonde. You can't write them off. They are the holders, but let's face it, we as England, we stuffed them 5-1 just before the tournament started.
Yeah, that was a friendly, to be honest. I know everyone says it, but people don't really read much into friendlies. We see Germany often at tournaments.
We do when we win them, we just don't when we lose them.
Yeah, very, very true. Yeah, I'll agree to that, especially if it's the country that you're on about. But no, we talk about Germany sometimes in qualification or in friendlies. They look a bit not on it, and then they go into the tournament, and then they end up winning it. So it's what you do at the tournament rather than in preparation for it. I think the Dutch are quite strong favourites to retain this trophy, personally.
I think this has got... It's like one of those, when you're the FA Cup and it's, say, Liverpool versus Chelsea, you're thinking, this is going to be brilliant, better than Wigan versus Norwich or whatever. And it's either lives up to its billing or it's a complete and utter letdown. Let's hope it's the first.
I think...
Mark, can I just say, are you any relative to the referee? She's from your neck of woods.
Me?
Yeah, she's from Wales.
Oh, it's not even come up on the screen, to be honest with you. But no, I'm not sure.
I mean, Dan...
You're all related down there, aren't you?
She's not... No, I'm not saying that, actually. That was really...
You
Come on, Chris, we will make him go at one point. We will make it happen. We will make him snap at some point.
Yeah, you made him go sheepish, like I say. This group here, Portugal, Switzerland, not necessarily... I don't know that this is the group of death or the one from yesterday, Group B, Spain, Finland, Germany, Denmark, Mike. Which would you say was the tougher group?
I'd probably say the one from yesterday, Germany, Spain, Denmark, Finland, just because...
Yeah. Hello?
I know, obviously, this group...
You're breaking up, Mike. You're breaking up. The sound's going.
I can hear the pips. Visiting time's over.
it was you, Chris. It was a circle on my screen. But, no, like I said, in the group between... this group, I don't think third or fourth in the group, nowhere near to Denmark, Finland in the other group. So that's why I put that group as the group of death, purely the fact that the other teams in the group are a lot more stronger than the other two in this group.
And we are off. Oh, they're taking the knee. Only the second game. And we did a programme last night on racism, homophobia and sexism within the football game. And I was saying how disappointed I was that there was only England, Austria had taken the knee. I don't know whether Germany did last night because I didn't watch it. but it's nice to see some teams actually doing it, Dan.
Germany didn't, by the way.
Oh, did they not? Oh, no. That's the Germans for you.
Don't have a go at the Germans.
James, good evening, sir. How the devil are you, sir? And it's kicked off. I've kicked off. I don't know if you lads have or not. I'm behind the graphic in the centre. I don't know about you two.
Just kicked off now.
Right.
I've got iPlay. I'm loading. I'm refreshing it now.
It, right. Well, I think I'm ahead of Dan. I'm ahead of Dan, but I don't know where I am with you at the moment. We'll see when we load you up. And
right,
gentlemen, get ready because this is what's coming up.
And now for something completely different. And now for something completely different. And now for something completely different.
I have to remember to take it off the loop.
A BBC GOAT in commentary, Jonathan Pearce.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like a bit of the old Piercy. Used to be on Radio 5.
And former England goalkeeper and Burnley-born Rachel Brown-Furness as well.
Oh, you had to get
Did she leave Burnley as well? Most people do.
Chris, you said that was the best time you spent in Burnley, wasn't it? The exit door.
It was. It was. Took me 20 years to find it. Holland, obviously, or Netherlands, are all in orange. Surprise, surprise. Sweden in dark blue with yellow trim.
What minute are you on, Chris? I'm on 108.
I'm on 123.
So like 13 seconds behind.
I'm on 120 now.
Dan's doing his Nippon impersonation.
So I'm like, wait, what are you on now, Dan?
130.
Oh, so I'm just 3 or 4 seconds ahead. It's great to see, obviously, because Netherlands all orange and Sweden all yellow. So the back end of the stadium, you could just see a load of orange and then split in the middle and just a ton of yellow.
Oh, the fans. Yeah. I was going to say, it looks like blue to me that they're playing in. Like, there's 3 minutes gone and we've not had a goal yet. I'm disappointed. Come on.
This is the best bit of football they've seen in Sheffield over the last 10 years.
Well, this is true. Don't say that. Dan will get upset. Obviously, he's a big Sheffield Wednesday fan.
I'm a big Forest fan, Chris.
Craig, welcome back, sir. And a big Arsenal fan. Welcome back in, Craig.
I got offered a ticket, actually, for this game tonight.
You should have gone, mate.
I would have done, but as I said to you before, like saving for holiday, and it's just petrol there and back.
It is.
Did you see how much the train was? That might have been cheaper.
It wouldn't have made any difference because they've got the kids.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't have to take the kids with you.
You didn't have to take care of me either, but, you know.
They're your kids. We'd have to take them to the football because that's your time away from the kids. Chris says if Dan was doing
I come here because of you.
Chris said if Dan was doing a Nippon impression, his wife and we breaking up, or he would be driving his car. Those are the other two options of the three.
I was just devouring a Kit Kat chunky.
Well, Dan was swallowing sausages earlier.
Oh, I was indeed. Yeah. Interesting it was.
Careful what I said earlier because of who was on.
Yeah, it was interesting. The barbecue wouldn't light. The briquettes for the barbecue were too big, so so I tried everything. We had that firelighter gel that weren't doing it. We put cotton wool underneath it all, tried to burn that and hope that'd burn it through. It got to a point where I thought, you know what, I'm just going to douse the sodding stuff in flaming terps in a minute. So I thought that should get it going. So in the end, I just ended up, instead of cooking it, I cooked it through and then pan fried it. So it had a bit of a...
Yours would have sounded better, Mike. How was yours?
Yeah, mine was a lot better. Just put the charcoal on and it lit straight away, Dan.
It will do. It didn't want to stay and hang out long in Wales.
No, if he might get quite close to it, closely acquainted.
Wow. You know why his wouldn't work, Dan? Don't Mike in Burnley?
Go on.
Because it's peeing it down.
He was doing that. When they said douse the briquettes, it didn't mean like that, Dan.
No, I definitely did.
Thanks to everybody who's watching, by the way. If you haven't yet, please subscribe on Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube. Smash the likes if you can, and set the reminders, the notification bell. We're covering a lot of the women's Euros. We might be doing one of them tomorrow. I do not know. It's a corner to Sweden, third corner of the game. We're waiting to see if the judges is back or not. He's supposed to be back today. Provisionally got him booked in for tomorrow, but we will see if he is free. If not, we might be throwing a game. And then at 9 o'clock at night, we've got Snog, Marry, Avoid coming up at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Talking of which, let's say hello to Kate. Who doesn't do barbecues. You had a lovely Saturday anyhow. Scorcher here today. Yeah, we saw it. A wasted corner by Sweden there.
That is probably Yorkshire in it anyhow.
Oh, this is it. Helen, welcome back. How are you? Welcome. Still not had a tweet and still not had a message on Twitter off you, Helen. Hi,
Hope
Chris.
you're well,
Helen. She doesn't like you, Mike. She then goes and says,
I don't want to be liked by Scousers. It's fine.
Hey.
Hi, James. Totally forgot James is in the chat. Big up, James. I love the colour blue unless it's been worn from those.
Here we go. I tell you what, guys, I can do this. Sorry, Mike, what were you saying?
Not bad.
Not bad. Did it? I've just seen one of the Swedish players there who's got an amazing hairstyle. But did anybody see the hairstyle? I think it was the Swiss manager earlier on. It was a wig. I'm sorry, guys. It was a wig.
It was the Portuguese.
Yeah, it was. He had a hedgehog on his head. That's what it was. I mean, he was running his. He's going like that. So at one point, I thought he's going to take it off. Anyway, 12 minutes in, there is a game breaking out in the middle of all this chit chat, and it's Holland. I tell you, all these women have got the tattoos, haven't they?
They've started slowly, Holland. Didn't expect them to start this slowly.
No, it's all been Sweden at the moment. Free kick to Sweden.
Sometimes it can stand you in good stead, though, because you can allow that pressure, tire them out, and then when you start applying it...
They're knackered.
Yeah. Well, I would have said that earlier. I mean, I think with the 8 o'clock kickoffs, it's not quite as bad because it's cooled down a little bit. I mean, that looked really hot weather earlier.
Yeah, it's beautiful weather to play in, but like I said, certain position. If you're a goalkeeper, that's nice. You can just roll up your sleeves and catch a bit of a suntan if you're playing Switzerland or Portugal because they don't shoot.
Yeah, they didn't. Number 9 for Sweden. Sweden are going to take the free kick. Waiting.
That was a very harsh free kick, I thought. She barely tapped at her heels. Don't know why she's doing the Ronaldo.
Oh.
How far in are you, Chris?
8:38 now. And it's another corner. It's another corner for Sweden. And there's two Dutch players are down. They're looking a bit worried about one of them. Hang on. They're looking a bit worried about one of them. I don't know if they ran into each other.
Oh, bloody hell.
Not
every time a player goes down, I worry about obviously what happened last summer with a certain
Well,
Danish.
The Dutch player, her co-players, her teammates, I should say, were looking a bit like go there as quick as you can, sort of thing.
They're running over to the sideline now. Obviously, I know you're in front, Chris, but probably just to get a bit of a drinks break because they've been under the pressure for the first 9 minutes, haven't they, Dutch?
Yeah.
So
honestly, what you're doing? There was two goals in the game. Oh, she's looking. Oh, it's a bit worrying. Got the fingers in her mouth.
Oh God! I hope we don't have another bloody incident of what happened last summer. Can't go through that again.
Let's hope that the cameras do not.
She's awake. She's definitely awake.
Yeah, I just seen her twitch her head. So, oh, Jill Rood's playing in this game. That's another player to keep an eye on, Chris. The number 6, Jill Rood.
Right. It looked like they both clash with the goalkeeper between them.
Let's have a look. Ball comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Dutch sandwich.
Yeah. The number 3 is she's looking. Well, she's sat up now at least.
Yeah. I was going to say she's not having a hop, skip, and a jump, but there was something double Dutch about that.
Bad timing, Dan. You'll feel bad now if she has to be taken off and had a heart attack, won't you?
I will now that you've said that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
She seems to be sat up, though. She's sat up, Raw.
We've got Niall in, everybody. Welcome along.
Oh. An amber kit for Holland. I wonder who plays in amber.
Newport.
She doesn't look. Oh no! I mean, I'm not. They keep kind of flipping. I wish they just not put the cameras on her at all.
No, it's a strange one. The keeper's moving a bit gingerly. Yeah. I can say that. I'm ginger.
All 3 of them fell badly, kind of on top of each other. Here it comes again. Yeah. Oh, ran right into her face. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, just showing it back now.
Yeah, she doesn't look.
Players have gone right
with it, the goalkeeper. She doesn't look with it.
And mine on iPlayers.
Oh, she stood up. The Dutch player, number 3, is stood up.
Yeah, the number 5 just gets straight back up, and then the goalkeeper sort of. It looks like the goalkeeper's gone into the number 3.
I thought the goalkeeper was all right for the start, whether it kind of was a bit of a delayed reaction, but I mean, it's quite a long stoppage. They're giving her all the time.
I love the Dutch fans. That attire from the Dutch fans is bloody class. Look like bloody oranges with the bit of green for the stem. And now it's the number 3 again. So what's up with the goalkeeper? Is she fine then? God, this is confusing.
She looks a bit concussed. She does look a bit concussed. Number 3's going off, holding her stomach. I don't know if that's the end of the game for her or not. She certainly doesn't look happy. She looks like she's in tears, to be honest with you.
Sub goalkeeper is warming up, so I don't know if. Yeah, it looks like she's breaking her out on. The thing is, you'd rather go off now and potentially save the rest of your tournament than try and play through it, get injured, and definitely be out for the tournament. Because it won't be something that a day's recovery can sort.
Yeah. The game goes on. I think they are down to 10 at the moment, the Dutch. And that was their number 3 for Holland, who was Van der Graat.
Drop ball straight back to Sweden. That's going to take the sting out of it now. Sweden went into that first sort of 9 minutes all over Holland. That little breakage in play. After it's like they just kicked off again now, isn't it, with Sweden?
A while ago. Number 3 is coming back on the pitch. She's running back on. Thank God, she looks all right.
What time are you on now, Chris?
14:13.
Right.
You're
only 3 seconds in front.
Out to the left side, across in, no, hits the Swedish defender. The defending in the earlier game was absolutely awful.
Chris, can I just ask you something? I feel like I've been wearing an Everton shirt for a long time.
Do you? There we go. Is that better?
Bye, Dan. You were missed momentarily. He's back. Now you're in a Netherlands shirt, Dan.
That's all right. As long as it doesn't have Vegos written on the back of it, I'm not arsed.
No, it has. It has change of nationality, Connor Roberts. I know you love him, but he's Welsh, so.
They put a video out today, actually, of Connor Roberts, and they said about him doing where's he been over the summer. So they were showing, obviously, the success with Wales, the fact he got married, and he said, "Oh, you've been on holiday as well, haven't you?" He says, "Yeah." He said, "This looks really nice. Where you've been? Where was it?" He went, "Oh, I just went back home to Swansea." And we were all there. Like everyone in comics is like, "Sod off, no chance." Like, it looked like the Bahamas. The Swansea have never looked like that. It's like Blackpool with waving crisp packets and sewage.
It's a long ball from Sweden out to the right-hand side.
Dan.
Breaking forward.
You are?
So that's like my bloody bedroom, all crisp wrappers and everything.
Don't take a UV light into Mark Green's room, guys. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that.
Well, Sweden's number 14 has got it, just playing it across the back.
It's been a very poor game so far, hasn't it, really? I know, obviously, that break.
That has kind of obviously broken it. It was moving at a fast pace up until that point, but I suppose it's got to get going again, hasn't it?
I know probably not, but do you think it's put a bit of worry into both teams now, sort of like trying not to go full edged into a tackle potentially because of that incident that happened?
For me, I think any thing that's bad, I think is going to make you think. Would you agree, Dan?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you're going to have a bit of hesitance.
You're not. Where are you?
Behind you.
There's gonna be that element of hesitance, isn't there? But at the end of the day, you've also got to still have that aggression and tenacity to go out and try and win the game. And if that means you've got to get yourself involved in a do or die situation, then so be it.
Indeed. I mean, 17 minutes, but I think we probably only played about 7 of those.
There was 3 or 4 minutes of the incident that happened, because I think she went down just before the 9th minute. But it's just completely killed any sort of speed and tempo in this game now.
If anything, it's given Holland sort of a way back into it now.
Because it's basically like kick off again, isn't it? And Holland are like, right, well, we started that first 9 minutes awfully. Now we've got a second chance because the game's pretty much, well, it is nil. It is nil. It's basically kicking.
Yeah, it's just saying here, just going.
The keeper doesn't look great.
Oh, there's another injury. There's another injury coming up apparently. On the 9th minute, when that sort of happened, Van der Graat and Van Vendergaal, they remained down on the turf following the collision. 2 minutes later, there was still awaiting news. 4 minutes later, the game gets back underway. Yeah, it was about 9. Yeah, about 3 or 4 minutes, like you say, Mike.
Yeah. So that 3 or 4 minutes, I know it's in a 90-minute game, or even in a 45-minute half, is nothing. But that's still a large percent.
The goalkeeper's down again. Sorry, the goalkeeper is the Dutch goalkeeper's gone down again. Let's see what she did. She kicked the ball out.
She's coming off, Chris. It's from the earlier incident.
No, it's not. It's she kicked the ball, and
she's still feeling it in her shoulder. She's feeling it in her shoulder. You know where the knock came.
Yeah, she was holding her leg a minute ago, though. When she kicked the ball, she held her leg. So it's one or the other.
Yeah.
They're showing it again. I mean, it was like, oh.
It's not nice to see, is it?
Well, they don't need to keep replaying it, in fairness, BBC, you know.
Van Wiedendaal's coming off. She's holding one arm to the side, and Van Domselaar's coming on in her place.
What minute are you on now?
I've got it on box until Kate comes down as well, but I've also got it on our player for when she does.
Right. So
I'm on normal box on telly, and then got it on our player as well.
Right.
I'm on 2014.
2019.
2028. She's still on the pitch at the moment.
On telly, we 20. Well, just coming up to nearly 22 minutes in.
Well, you're about 2 minutes, so forget the telly and just stick with the other one.
Yeah.
I was going to say, on his telly, Dan's probably at full time.
Yeah. Yeah, ignore the telly, Dan, and stick with the other one, then we're all about the same.
Right, always.
And it's quite fitting that the host is in front, because I think you're 10 seconds ahead of me, Chris, and then I think I'm like 2 or 3 ahead of Dan.
You're just behind me.
I was in earlier. I was like 12 seconds or something ahead of Ryan, but he seemed to be miles behind me when the action was happening. I think, you know, it's longer than you think, these gaps, really, isn't it?
Especially when you think it's just a couple of seconds, and then
yes,
3 seconds later you're still anticipating them celebrating, and nothing comes from them.
Yes.
Yeah, the worst is when they're in front of you if you're the host, and then you see them celebrate. It's like, well, there's no point in celebrating.
Yeah, indeed. And if people are in the chat and they do it as well, Helen.
I can ignore the chats. To be honest, I just don't look. I like on the stream. I haven't even got the comments on, just in case anything.
Yeah.
Anyone does anything.
It's one of the perks to me doing it on my phone. I can't see the chat.
Yeah, because Chris has still got the settings on where we can't see the comments, thank God.
To be honest with you, it's just easier than if you get any idiots that are coming in like bots or anything, it just doesn't come up, And especially for if it's a quiz as well. But if it's
cheat.
Yeah, exactly. And last night's show, when we were talking about racism, sexism, and homophobia, you don't know what, as it happened, they didn't, but, somebody could be coming in and made a stupid comment, yeah.
Well, you even told us about the comments on the Facebook post that you've made, so it's not high likely chance that they are going to be fully behaved.
Well, the Welsh ones, they're the worst.
Yeah, I've told my sheep friends, but they keep barring along.
No, that was just bad.
No, it was bad. I'll tell you what, even though that's a lovely bit of skill. I know everyone's probably massively seen it before me, but like that bit of skill from the Dutch player then. The problem is now, changing the goalkeeper, you don't know how they're going to play from the backs. One of the goalkeepers may have been a type of goalkeeper to loft it up the pitch, and the other might have been to pass it around the back. So that's going to be the Dutch are going to the pitch, and the other might.
Sorry, I'm just trying to do two things at once here.
You'd be called a weirdo if someone in Wales tried to do two things at once. We're not capable of that.
Terry, if I don't know what you're watching on, but I've no idea what you're going on about. Okay, if you don't want me to chat, bye. Terry, I don't get it. I don't get what you're on about, mate. I really don't.
Yes, I did watch the tennis today, Chris. Yeah.
Chris, this isn't a tennis watch along. But everybody's turning into a Nile, aren't they?
Oh, get the side net in from Asllani. That's actually one of the Swedish players that I remember. I think is Jewel Asllani. And no, I'm not calling her an offensive name. Her name is Asllani.
You were ahead of me then for a little bit.
It's just showing the highlight again. I'll show you what.
I've just seen it, but I thought you, unless I didn't see the first bit and I was watching the replay, that's happened before.
I've celebrated a replay before on a watch along.
I did that once. I literally commented on the first shot and then turned and went, well, and then they got another shot and they missed it. Well, that was like the first shot, and it was the first shot on replay. Familiar.
Back-to-back goals, exactly the same in the space of 2 minutes. Bloody hell, what they do in training.
Oh no, neither of them were goals. In fairness, Terry. Apparently that wasn't for me. And Chris Welsh, no problem, mate. No problem at all. So 26 minutes coming up. It's been a bit unexciting so far, this game. Would you agree, guys?
If you took away the first 9 minutes, I would completely disagree, because I thought the first 9 minutes were all Sweden, backs against the wall for the Netherlands, and they were completely pinning them back and not letting the Netherlands get out. That instant happens, has completely and utterly killed the game in terms of tempo.
What time are you on now, Chris? I had to refresh, man.
26:50.
Right, I'm only 10 seconds behind now. I've gone from 13 seconds behind to 10.
What you at, Mark?
49, 50, 51. 52.
Oh, you're 2 seconds in front of me now.
Every time I do this, I feel like, right, let's go into refresh because I'm only 10 seconds behind, and then you end up 15 seconds behind.
Yeah. So looking at Sweden here, they came through as Group F winners. They played 8, they won 7, they drew 1, scored 40. Anna Angvard is their top scorer at 5, which makes me think that most people... Oh! That was cheeky. Number 11, Martin's there for the Dutch. That would have been goal of the tournament. If, as Michael Owen would say, if it had gone in, but it was actually quite a way off.
The next person score in this game, Chris, will be 1-0 in front. There we are.
3 attempts to Sweden. That was the first attempt for the Netherlands. So, Sweden won it in 1984. Last time out, 2017, they got to the quarterfinals. Sweden won their second straight Olympic silver in 2021. They've also appeared in a World Cup final and the final of 4 women's Euros, including their 84 triumph. So they've got the history there, haven't they?
Yeah, they've definitely got. The thing is, they've also got the quality as well as the history. So they've got, history of the last 20, 30 years to back them up, but they've also got the ability of 2022.
Oh, they are, the second in the world at the moment.
The problem is,
earlier, it's strange to say you're watching a Portuguese team and they're 30th in the world rankings.
The problem is, I don't know if I know, Chris, you've watched nearly every game like me, but in general, I don't know if you guys would agree, but I'm looking at these teams and I keep associating them with the men's team. I'm like, Portugal should be up there as well as one of the 4 best teams in the world, and then they're like 30th. So,
yeah. Oh, look at Terry. Oh, with his Discord account. Oh, get you, Terry. Trying to keep down with the kids, are we? Or get down with the kids? So, that was a wasted ball from Sweden. Most Dutch players. Who do you think's on top here, Dan?
I don't know. I'd say it's quite a level playing field. I mean, both teams are getting forward. There's just no creativity at the back of it to back the opportunities up. apart from these long-range shots that have been, there's not really been anything concrete from either side. I'd say it's probably an equal split, and as Mark alluded to, we could have probably have had a goal by now if there wasn't that incident on 9 minutes.
I'm just looking here, and before I read this out to you guys, I'm just looking at the games they played. They played each other 3 times before, and there was a 4th time, and it said it was 18-30. Well, that was a bloody good game, wasn't it? But it was postponed. That was the time it should have kicked off. But they played 3 times before. Netherlands have won all 3.
Wow.
1-0, 2-0, and 1-0. So they're not been high-scoring games, but
I fancy the Netherlands in this one. I don't see why. I know this is going to sound rude, but
a long shot straight at the goalkeeper.
I don't see why Sweden are number 2 in the world, just like I don't see why Belgium are number 1 in the world. Winning friendly matches or, qualifying.
Belgium are down to 2 now, though, aren't they, I think?
Oh, yeah, Brazil have got one, yeah.
I mean, just looking here at their past 5 games, Sweden have won 4 of them. They beat Portugal 4-0. They beat Italy 7-6. I have a feeling that might have been penalties. They beat Georgia 15-0.
Yeah.
That's a bit unfair. Letting a young lass like Georgia play on her own.
Who's you on about?
Who you said they were playing against?
Oh, I presumed you knew a Georgia.
No.
Sweden beat Brazil 3-1 as well.
Yeah, like I said, I don't see why they're number 2 in the world. It's the same with Belgium. That's why I say I still believe Netherlands are the better team. They've got more pedigree. They've won things more in recent time. They're the holders of this, and it's quite crazy. I think it was Alex Scott said it yesterday. There's 5 or 6 teams that we're talking about as potential favourites, and for some reason we never mention the Dutch that literally are reigning champions, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to call this now. I'm going to say 1-1.
Okay. Helen, it depends how you want to listen to it. If you want to listen to it if we do a show and you want to be on it and listen to it live, you can put your headphones in, or you can listen from your as I am doing here, and I think the guys are as well, just through the speakers on the laptop. John's in. Good evening, John. How the devil are you?
Yes, John. We're doing, John.
Welcome along. The last 5 for Holland. They drew 2-2 with the Czech Republic. They lost 3-1 to France. They beat Cyprus 12-0. They lost to 5-1 to England the other week, and they beat Belarus 3-0 before they came to the tournament. So mixed bag there. On that, I'm going to be looking at it and call that, I think Sweden have had the better build-up. And I've just voted on who will score next. And apparently 17% have said it was a draw, 47% think Netherlands will score next, and 36%, like me, have gone for Sweden.
I'll be going
to call it, Dan?
I'm going to say it's going to finish 1 apiece. I just think.
I'll just write that down.
I think it's going to come from the second half. To be fair, I think all the drama is going to come second half.
Well, earlier on it was a better second half. I'm not going to lie. Only because Portugal decided to turn up, but then Switzerland decided to become neutral in the second half and not do anything.
Sounds like a good game tomorrow evening at 7:45, France, Italy.
Yes. Yeah. But definitely. Again, are you thinking France, Italy, like a men's game, or yeah. Oh, no, that was a huge cross into the box, headed back into it from the Swedish player, and the Swedish forward was crowded out.
That's great.
Orange defense.
Dutch, fantastic defending. I think the Netherlands.
You're going for the Netherlands, are you?
2-0, yeah. I think they'll score one, and then towards the end of the game, Sweden will attack and they'll hit them on the break.
I'll be laughing at one of you at the end of the game, then, won't I?
Who you go for, Chris? Please say you go in.
I'm not stupid. I keep my predictions until the 89th minute. Yeah, go on! Yes! Yes!
Oh, you got to be bloody joke. I'll say 2-1 Netherlands, actually. I think Sweden might open up.
No.
Oh, come on.
No. I can only say one thing to you, Mike.
I know it's coming. What a bloody idiot.
Oh no.
Oh, now just remind me what you were saying about how good the Dutch defence was. I mean, through her legs, crossed in.
I've got to be honest, I think...
on the arse, and it could have been an own goal. Let's have a look whether it was already across the line. No, it was across the line already.
I've got to be honest, Sweden's attack is very lethal. You know, they've got goals from everywhere. Goals from all over the pitch. You know, wing-backs bombing forward. Don't know what the Dutch are doing.
At the moment, Mike's Mike's prediction is out the window already. Dan's still on.
You missed me saying the one for Sweden, Chris.
Sorry?
I did say 2-1, not 2-0.
No,
you
you
missed the one.
You said 2-0 until I shouted out. And then you were taking a gamble.
Yeah.
You didn't know who I was shouting for.
Oh. I'll tell you what, if the Dutch still win, I'll still take that as a half a W. Take it as a U, because that's half a W, isn't it?
Yeah. Craig, just to say, mate, we don't talk Premier League really on these, so we're just talking sort of internationals and chatting. So we don't have any serious discussions about the Premier League. We have Premier League shows.
Don't know what
I
that's Sweden.
was going to say about Lerpak. I was going to say, I'm sure Lerpak's from Sweden, but it's Denmark, isn't it? Because I was going to say the way they carved through Netherlands was like butter, but...
Oh, God.
But then Holland would have been butter, not them.
Yeah.
You hadn't really thought it through, had you?
No. But I thought I'd tell you anyway. Make myself look a knob as per usual, which it doesn't take much, Chris, to be honest.
A knob of butter.
I know what's going on.
That's exactly that. I'm not using that. I'm not using that word in an abusive tone or anything like that. I was talking about butter. Of course, I was.
Do you know what they're going to need to do at half-time? They're going to have a sip of Dutch courage.
It's all
Don't look brave enough.
Sweden are definitely going for it.
Oh, don't go 2-0. Just as I say 2-0 Netherlands, and then Sweden were about to go 2-0 up. It'd be just like my luck, to be honest, wouldn't it, really?
Probably.
Predict 2-0 Netherlands, and then a second later, Sweden open the score. And yeah, cheers for that, ladies.
They're coming
cheers
forward
for that.
again. Netherlands are trying to get back. There's no... Oh, that was brave. That was brave. All credit to her. She could have got a boot in her face then. I mean, fair play.
Wait, what minute are you on?
I'm on 38. The Dutch player has now
I already
gone
saw
down.
that, so I don't know if you received.
But the Swedish player really put a head in there. Don't know if you've seen it yet, Dan.
Yeah, I'm at 38.
Yeah, I'm on that's gone down yet.
Yeah. I don't know why the Dutch player's gone down. The muscle or something, but that was a brave header. Or
it was when she stretched. I think it was when she stretched for the ball to clear it from the Sweden player attacking it.
Yeah, I think her game might be over, to be honest with you.
Yeah, she might have stretched her leg too much and it sort of pulled on it. That's two Dutch players going off injured potentially in the space of 40 minutes.
Yeah. Warming up another sub. And Chris Walsh, if you're watching, no, that's not because your pitch is waterlogged at Carlisle again.
It's near Carlisle, Sheffield, isn't it? Well, not too far anyway.
Too far? It's miles away. Yeah, it's miles away, mate. Carlisle's up past the Lake District. Sheffield's like equal with Manchester, but in Yorkshire. What happened to geography in Welsh schools these days?
I'm good at geography. I didn't think it was that far. Sheffield. Let's have a look.
Oh, they're coming forward, the Dutch. Player over here. Crosses it back in. Ooh. Over the top there from the Dutch.
Oh, yeah, it's nearly 200 miles. Yeah, you're right.
I never doubted it. Let's have a look at Netherlands. They qualified as Group A winners, played 10, won 10, 48 goals for, 3 conceded. Top scorer with 10 was Sjaarda Spitzy. They won, of course, the best performances winning it, which they did last time out in 2017. The Dutch had never contested a major final until 2017 when they triumphed on home soil, and subsequently they were runners-up to the United States at the 2019 Women's World Cup, both under Weigman, who obviously is now the English manager.
Boris Lagers is on.
Forward. Sweden are coming forward. So, in obviously, Mike, you were thinking about Nippon's distances then, were you, when you thought Sheffield was close to Carlisle?
Isn't it quicker for Sheffield to get to for people at Sheffield to get to London on the M1?
Yeah,
than it is for Sheffield to Carlisle.
Yeah,
yes.
But Mike was using Nippon logic there. He probably thinks Sheffield Wednesday are like local rivals to Carlisle.
Well, speaking of that, someone in Danstream the other day asked who Sheffield Wednesday's rivals were.
Oh, I wonder who that were.
Oh, it wasn't. It didn't begin with an N, did it?
Oh, I did indeed.
It began with an R, actually.
We're coming to the end of the first half, and 42 minutes played. 1-0 to Sweden.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it were.
I heard you typing away then. Yeah, I think the person that you've just named there can be put in the same bracket as Niall, if you know what I'm getting at.
Oh.
Yeah.
Beginning with D.
No, beginning with either A.
Oh yeah. Pat. Yeah. I'll tell you that's something that I was gonna try and get a joke then, saying I'll tell you what, don't begin with A is them advancing through if they don't win this game, but that's a bit of an awful one. And not just that, I think I said this after the Switzerland Portugal game, but after the Switzerland
What the bloody hell are you going on about, Mike? Are you pissed or what? I'm sorry. Mike, this is
the
you.
answer to that question, and I think you are an ostrich.
Yeah, I can get my bloody words out. What I was trying to say is
please explain. I've got no bloody idea what you were saying.
Oh, God. Anyway, away from that bloody mumble jumble, whoever wins this, I could see generally near enough progressing out of this group. With the other game being a draw, I think the other team had to win. You know, Switzerland or Portugal had to win that game to stand a chance of qualifying.
Yeah. We said when we were watching it, myself and Ryan, that whoever had won Portugal against Switzerland would have felt they might be have sneaked through in second place because they might have been able to get a draw off one of these two teams. That said, I'd probably have to stick my neck out here and say, overall on the game, Netherlands and Sweden should wipe the floor with both those teams.
Yes, yeah. And not just that, both of these would have had a game, under their belt to get into the tournament, and one would have had two, depending on which way each
I think
other play each other.
Switzerland are like the Burnley of the Euros, I think.
Northern Ireland were. Northern atrocious. Absolutely embarrassing.
At
They
least
were.
Northern Ireland showed some fight. At least they showed some
Switzerland
fight.
scored some goals.
Yeah, and that was it. After 5 minutes, they stopped playing. 7 minutes of
that's like Man United.
time. Yes.
Switzerland are like Man United. Play for 5 minutes, run off the energy, and then
if the fighting turtles come on, of course, we're going to be able to have an injury time.
God,
I'll say that on every single stream. I will carry on saying it until people laugh.
Ha 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 ha! Saved everybody in the chat. Thank me later.
SpongeBob.
There has to be a real laugh. Has to be a real laugh.
Right, say Chris, and you've got a laugh, Dan.
Me TV was about to go off. If you're going to laugh, let's have a proper laugh.
Hang on, we're not seeing Cardiff on the screen, and we're just all bursting into laughter, are we?
No, Newport.
We beat Leicester in the FA Cup. Cardiff didn't.
What was that, 1890, whatever?
2019. Close.
You've done nothing since.
I was going to say we've been in Europe, but that was about 30 years previous.
That was when there was a war.
There weren't a war. It was just the war of Cardiff trying to get into Newport to instill some pride into themselves. Just because they're the football capital of Wales, as they like to tell us.
Well, they've probably got the best team in Wales, haven't they?
No, Swansea. Swansea are better.
Are they better?
Yeah. Right, come on. Get a goal before half-time, the Dutch. And then go into the break, come back out, win 2-1, and then I'll get half a W for my prediction. Take that.
Terry, completely agree. Have you noticed the girls don't writhe around on the floor when tackled, but they do go down injured? They really are injured. I said this from the start. I said this on the England-Austria game. It was nice to watch where you didn't get pansy footballers of the male variety going over, doing 3 pirouettes and a swan dive and arguing with the referee at every single decision. It was a pleasure to watch. And then an English fan said it wasn't as good as men's football. I said I don't think he'd watched England-Hungary.
I don't think any of us have ever seen England-Hungary, to be fair.
True.
Especially under Southgate.
Mark, I was just looking at Google Maps. I typed in Wales and Newport, and I thought I'll click Street View, something me and Chris were doing the other day. And it's come up, usually it comes up with houses, and every time you scroll along, it goes to the next house. For me, it's just showing me horses with cattle grid marks on the back and sheep fur.
Don't bite, Mike. Don't bite.
Just bleat
I don't know
instead.
what happened there.
Just bleat instead. Don't bite, just bleat.
I didn't hear a word because the bloody dropping.
Anyway, Matt, how are Austria doing in this tournament? They're your team, aren't they? Oh, they're breaking away, Holland. They're breaking away, and she's managed to lose it. One thing I have noticed, Terry, and everybody else, is with the women, they don't seem to be able to let the ball go. Yeah. When they're running forward with it, you're thinking, pass it. And they don't pass it. They keep hold of it, and they lose it. It's almost like every player, when they have a run on goal, have got to take it as far as they can and try and score a goal.
You know what's going to happen now, don't you, Chris?
It's a hit. Hey. Ooh.
You know what's going to happen now, Chris? Viewers are going to go up.
Oh, Mike's gone. Bye. Oh, thank God. Honestly, I never thought he wouldn't leave. I thought he would. He was hanging. It was like a fart in a lift. He was just hanging around. You know what? It's embarrassing. You know, like when you're in that little kids at your window waving at you, trying to grab your attention. That is really, really embarrassing.
Please let me in. It's cold outside.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I bet you say that to your girlfriend every night.
Say a lot differently, but moving
I
on.
bet you do.
Nearly half time in this game between Netherlands and Sweden. It's been a decent game in this first half.
It got better, yeah. I mean, it kind of obviously that 7-minute break when with the bad injuries did sort of break it up a little bit. Still got a couple of minutes to go here. Let us have a Desmond.
Talk about the sort of fashion of the tournament so far. Actually, there was one dirty game earlier on today. I thought Switzerland-Portugal was a bit dirty. There was quite a lot of flying fouls in that.
It depends. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, because it was probably the dirtiest game of the tournament so far. You know, they weren't taking any prisoners. They were making stupid tackles when they didn't need to, but it still wasn't as bad as the men's.
No, absolutely.
You know,
the men's.
I love to say, in this age of no sexism and you know, the Me Too and all that the British cameramen are still finding the beautiful women in the crowd. They haven't stopped doing that.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to find people not shitting themselves in the away end at Sheffield United. It's very, very steep. Is the away end at Bramall Lane, because they could only build upwards instead of back because of the street behind it. I'll never forget it because I lost my lunchbox there as a kid.
Is there a joke at the end of this?
No. I actually the only time I've been to Bramall Lane was when I was probably about
shot from Holland, which goes
probably about 9 years old, and I lost my lunchbox
I was
there.
trying to work where that came from. I
don't
know how we got onto that.
Because you said about the camera picking up beauties in the crowd, as you put it. And I said that the away end there is very steep. I said, so it might catch a few people shitting themselves.
Ah. So glad you're with us. It's half time. It is 1-0 to the Swiss. And we will be straight back after this.
You are watching Leicester Till I Die TV with Chris and Chums. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Pinterest. All you need for everything Leicester City FC. It's Leicester Till I Die TV.
Leicester lead again. The goals are flowing here now.
The Leicester Till I Die shop is now open.
For all your Leicester Till I Die merchandise,
Visit the Leicester Till I Die shop at our website.
Till I Die Watchalong show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
And it's live.
And remember, whatever you need in your retro wear, go to www.3retro.com. Your first choice stop for retro shirts and vintage football clothing online, and they'll post worldwide. Wherever you are, even Burnley, they will post worldwide. They do claret and blue shirts. I don't actually think that's West Ham. That's your team. I think that's Dan's team. I believe so. He's saying not. He's saying not. But let's get rid of this. And Dan, tell me about the first half.
Yeah, very even first half, really. Not much difference in terms of possession. Sweden have only had that one chance on target, and they've took it to a plum, to be honest. Put the ball in the back of the net and made it count. The Dutch have had 2 on target, but not really, entertained the Swedish keeper. All round, it's been an even affair. Obviously, there's been drama for the Dutch with injuries to the keeper. The incident on 9 minutes pretty much put a bit of a mar on the game. But Sweden have come here thinking, listen, we've been beat every time in the last 3 against the Dutch. Let's not let history repeat itself. And as it stands at the moment, they're making it count.
They are. Let's just take a few comments here. Overall, the games haven't been that dull. They have not, indeed, James. Terry says, tell you what, Chris, the girls are putting those Nation Cup games to shame for entertainment. Yes, they are. Helen, did you read my comments with your last podcast about the racism, sexism, homophobia? If you commented during the show, I read them. Where else? I'm not sure where else you may have put them. Let me know where you've put them if I haven't read them. During the show, yeah, I was obviously reading them as we go through the show. Scott, good evening, sir. Welcome along. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and to this video stream. It won't cost you anything, but will help Chris in many ways. It will indeed. And if you do want to cost it, you can obviously become a member. We have a bronze member, we have a silver member, and we have a gold member. Welcome back, Mike. Your thoughts on the first half? I mean, just looking now, possession 52-48%, shots 5-6, shots on target 2-1. There's only been 1 corner. There was 10 to Portugal earlier. Pretty even game, and it kind of did. That break did kill it off for a little bit, didn't it?
First 9 minutes started exactly how we expected these two teams to sort of face up against each other. Second in the world against the runners-up of this tournament. You expected a high-tempo start. It was Sweden on the front foot in the first 10 minutes, and I thought, going into it before that, horrific injury/break, that maybe from that first 10 minutes, it was the Dutch from, 10 to 20 to their turn to have the attacks against Sweden. That break massively slowed the game down, just really dropped the tempo. But since, about the 25th something like that minute for the last 15, 20. I would say it's been all Sweden. Yes, they've had one shot on target. They've scored from it at the end of the day. You don't need to have... Well, look, I'd rather have one shot on target and score it than have 50 on target and not score a single goal.
Yeah.
And the only stat that counts is the one in the top left, isn't it, to be honest? It's massive win for Sweden to beat the reigning champions.
I don't know if either of you got the sound on the BBC, but I've just heard the Tannoy announcement from the ground that they found a lunchbox in one of the stands. If anybody is going to come forward and claim it. Apparently it's an S Club 7 one.
Very funny.
That might be.
With Man United banner around it.
It was actually Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, right. He says that.
Did you lose it on the 4th of May?
Hey.
God, I don't hire you two for your comedic value, do I?
I don't know.
We can lower ourselves to your standards, Chris, when we come on here.
I mean, I am quite comical, whether I intend to be or people just laugh at me. Still works.
I think
I was going to say it's more of an at than a with.
Coming up tomorrow, we've got Belgium, Iceland, and France versus Italy. I will probably be doing the France versus Italy watch along. We have got Snog, Marry, Avoid there. He says, looking at the three of us up on the screen there. Helen,
let us know in the comments below.
Who would you marry? Yeah, Helen's in. Helen goes, Snog, Marry, Avoid. Name and shame us.
Please don't.
I think I could put that. That might go back. And we might even be doing the Belgium, Iceland as well, depending whether the guy from Arsenal, Lee Judges, gets back to me or not.
He's from Arsenal. He'll let you know in 15 years' time, Chris.
Well, this is true. You
know what London's like? London Wi-Fi goes off every 15 years.
No.
They still think they're a
man from Wales.
Well,
Scott says, but it was an Action Man lunchbox.
Don't get much action in Burnley.
There is. Yeah, a lot of action around here, but except you get more action around your neck of the woods. Yes. Don't have to travel far for it either. It's practically looking at you chewing grass every time you step out the front door.
Yeah, there's one in my garden. Don't know what she's doing, but that's my mother.
I could go. There's places I could go to with that, but I am drawing the line. The fact that you have just called your mother a sheep.
End of story.
Or was it a ram? Was she a bit of a ram? Was she?
She's not a Derby fan, Chris.
Well, good. Hey, talking as we were about Arsenal fans, we've got a Southampton fan in.
Oh, here we go. I forgot to ban that word, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought we forgot. We'll add that one into it, Anthony. I think that's a
No, Chris. Why did you say it for? We're not meant to add that. We're not. That's the name. That's the name you meant to ban.
Happy Herbert, I christened him earlier. Hello, Happy Herbert. And Chris Welsh is back in saying Manchester Wi-Fi isn't exactly any better.
Good job, I don't live.
Still have mice running around the little wheel to get the electricity going. Anyway, what's going to happen in the second half, Dan?
I'm thinking more of the same. Well, off my prediction, I say the Netherlands are going to get an equaliser, but as it stands, Sweden top the group, which will be obviously a great start for them. Jonah Anderson's goal was fantastic. Can she keep that up in the second half and keep her cool and keep herself composed for another attempt if she gets the opportunity? We will see, but I'm expecting it to be another open, free-flowing second half. Both ends seeing a bit of action. But
they've kicked off again. They have kicked off again.
Have they?
Oh, it says so on one of my feeds.
I'm still on fans.
I'm
on the England team.
Not sure what's going on here.
They've not kicked off yet. Not even. I've just flicked back to live TV.
No, they haven't. No. It's my stream going. My stream going wrong. I think that's what it was. It was working fine until Anthony came in.
Well, that's what the Bristol Rovers fans do. You see, Chris. Bristol Rovers ain't very quick.
Oh, actually, if I laid that up, you can't see Mike. That's an improvement. Oh, God. He's in his high chair now. You remember the last time he was
the last time he was that R, Chris, is when he was stood up in court.
Ever since then, he's been bent over. Yes.
Oh, God. Keep on giving that.
You remember when the first time I met you and you started talking about drinking? I went, "What you doing drinking? You're only about 14, you."
Oh yeah.
Now we have kicked off, gentlemen.
We have. We're underway.
And the game will be kicking off in a second.
Yeah, this side of Christmas, guys. If you're going to join us, I am fine, happy. How are you?
I've still not kicked off on mine yet.
No, we haven't actually on mine. Terry, thank you very much. Yeah, I think it was a good debate. We had some good guests on, and it was a mix of guests as well. And I have got to say, Ryan, Proud Terriers, give him some support. What that guy has done in Huddersfield to promote Pride is amazing. He deserves a medal. Still waiting to kick off here, but apparently we are like 3 minutes in or something on the graphic. And we're off. We've kicked off. I've just kicked off. How are you two doing?
I'm on some people running on a bridge. Some weird animation at the moment.
Yeah, I've just kicked off.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like Anthony Kamara. Have you kicked off? Have you? You sure? It's not kicked off here yet. I must admit, I went out for a drink at lunchtime. Went to a bar and sat there having my drink, and the referee walked in, and I thought, God, it's all going to kick off now, isn't it?
Anyway, swiftly moving on. I'm 33 seconds into the second half.
I don't know why I bother, I'm just unappreciated here with my humour. Charlotte, welcome along. Thanks for joining us. How the devil are you? New viewer by the look of it. So if you haven't already, give us a subscribe. LTIDtv on YouTube would be much
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Please do subscribe to Chris.
Yeah. And these two Muppets as well, if you want to follow them, their details are in the description below.
Chris's channel is Leicester Till I Die, and Dan above me is Turf Morays TV if you want to follow them. Much appreciated. You said two Muppets. I'm not a Muppet, I'm a sheep.
Well, that's true. Sean. Oh, it comes in and it's headed out, and it's a corner. Early corner for Holland in the second half.
Do you guys know about Dolly the sheep when they done that?
Yeah, they cloned her, didn't they? Yeah. Apparently they had parties in Wales because they thought that they were going to run out now.
It was my auntie, it was.
Oh.
And that's how they started making these robotic girlfriends. Where it started.
I'm just going to move Mike above you because he is. There we go. Because I think if I do that, you can still see Dan. But we were covering Mike up. What's that? God, the chat's going mad. Please cover him up again. Please cover him up again.
I turned the light on. It was all dark in this bloody room.
Well, they only put the lights on at certain times in prison, don't they?
I'm not moving the camera because you'll see the bloody
corner straight into the hands of the Swedish goalkeeper.
The lampshade that people keep commenting on my videos when they see the lampshade.
What your Manchester City lampshade?
No, not Man City. No, actually, that would be dangerous if I put a Man City.
Oh, hang on! Sweden are breaking away. She's on her own. And she passes it to a Dutch defender.
Oh.
What the hell were you doing? Either shoot from there, but you were never going to get it to the only other Swedish player, one of the Swedish player in the box. Charlotte, are you a Dutch fan?
Yeah, because Viv is Vivian Miedemeijer.
Well, that
take a risk. Oh, Jesus Lord.
Charlotte. Yeah, I mean, an equaliser would open the game up, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm going to say here, got to sound like Anthony there, to be honest with you.
To be honest with you.
To be honest with you, Chris.
Holland have won the previous 3 matches against Sweden.
That's going to break today, potentially.
But then again, Sweden haven't lost in the last 12.
But then again, you've got to look at the opposition they've played, Sweden, in the last 12. There's probably 2. I know, obviously, that's nothing to go by, but potentially 2 or 3 of them are decent opposition.
No, so, and they're through here again. No. Sweden, you're just playing it to the Dutch defenders all the time.
Come on, Sweden. If you've not learned anything, take a chance. Chance.
God. Hang on.
Piss off,
Just
Chris.
Me.
Not you, Chris.
I mean, that was 2 chances. I'm afraid, Charlotte, 2 chances that Sweden had there. And I think, in fairness, it was them cocking the attack up rather than
I've just refreshed my stream, and I am now in sync with the telly.
What minute are you on?
Now 51:30.
Oh, you're about a minute ahead, so
zip it. I'll tell you what. Let me find a secondary stream momentarily. Don't worry, us people in Wales don't speak that posh normally. But where's it bloody gone now? Put that on there.
Sweden breaking. What happened here? Oh, there's just showing this back. Oh, she was off. Had it got through to the Swedish striker, she would have been offside anyway.
I thought that when that ball got played through, that she might have been off. But then again, you've got to play the ball through first to put the net.
Hang on. What am I seeing?
You're seeing correct, Chris.
Do my eyes deceive me?
I'm still on the second minute, I think, of the first half.
Oh,
go on.
Prediction is
Hit it.
Dan's prediction is still on for his 1-1.
Finish. My prediction is still on for Netherlands to win.
Charlotte, well done. You're coming on stream and look what you've done for your team. You're giving them a boost. I prefer a Twix myself, but there we go.
I'm trying to get Kate to do the Twix trick where you bite both ends and suck your brew through it like a straw.
That's not your Twix. That was a soft goal to give away from Sweden, but well put away. In fact, it was a bad Swedish defending. It's the one thing that hasn't been brilliant at this tournament from any team, has the defending.
And the goal was scored. The goal was scored by the noise that comes from the crowd.
I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere.
Well, have a look who scored.
Rude.
Oh God, Road.
No, it's rude.
Yeah, it's pronounced rude with the Dutch accent.
I know, it looks like rude to me.
Everything looks rude to you, Chris, you dirty old bugger.
Craig, now I know you're an Arsenal fan, but what is it about Arsenal fans and their jokes? I'm not even going to read it out. I'm just going to put it up there and I'm going to leave it.
Let me see it. Moving on.
Oh, Louis van Gaal's there. Louis van Gaal's army.
Yeah.
Louis van Gaal's Red Army.
Now then, will we see the Dutch now? Oh no, they're just giving it away. Will we see the Dutch come back strong now?
I'll wait for Matt to come out with another Dutch courage joke then, to be honest.
Chelsea fan, Charlotte. Well, I suppose it's allowed. Somebody has to be, I suppose.
Out of all the Chelsea fans we know, you've been the all right one so far.
Yeah, we only know one other. No, it's two others because there's Ankit, in fairness.
Ah, yeah, Ankit's all right.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna go off and get me.
I just realised I was muted.
I'm just gonna go off and get me dinner. I'll be back in 5. You guys carry on.
I thought it was
serious.
No. I was on a show. There was me. I think it was a Wolves fan and a gentleman.
Oh, he's doing a nipping. He's doing a nips.
Yeah.
Big nips.
And he said, I'm off, go. And he went off. And there was me. It didn't price to us. There's me and Darius, the Man United fan. And we spent the next 10 minutes talking about Man United and Leicester. And people were coming on going like, thought this was a Chelsea stream. Well,
I say that to him now, Chris. Every time he puts a chat in saying big up, I'm like, here he is, big nips.
No, that's
big
not
nips is in the chat.
all, is it? That's not
what minute are you guys on? What minute are you on?
I am on 56:27.
Ah, all right. What's mine on? What are you on?
Exactly a minute behind you, Dan.
Oh, I need to refresh again. Mine's on 54.
And then there was another one I went on, and he did exactly the same. He said, I'll be back in a minute. It was gone for like 10 minutes. And this Wolves fan was like, what do I do? well, and everybody's in the chats going like, you've not been on one of Nippons before, have you? And he ended up showing us around his bed sit.
I'll never get over that time. He's like, oh, come on at such and such a time. I'm like, right, okay. So I came on it, and he's like, oh, I'm just heading where I need to go now. And I said, oh, what do you mean? And he said, oh, well, I'm going to go live in a minute. I'm just going somewhere with Wi-Fi. I went, well, you've got Wi-Fi now because you're talking to me, so why don't you just do it where you are? Oh, no, I need a stable connection. Honestly, the Wi-Fi were better in his car, and I had to wait for him to go to the business lounge at Heathrow Airport. He took me on a tour through Heathrow Airport. He's talking to me while walking through Heathrow, and then going 1 second, speaking to a woman at the desk going, hey, how do I get to the business lounge? I've heard that I need a stable Wi-Fi connection. I'm just like, what? Like, who just drives to Heathrow Airport and just goes, you know what? I'm not going on holiday. I'm not going to buy anything from duty free. But what I will do is rob the free internet in the business lounge. Sod it.
To be fair,
played on his phone when there's actually laptops and computers in the business lounges as well.
He took his own though. He took his own, and the camera quality was shocking.
Yeah, Charlotte, you naughty lady, you. Slightly inebriated. I would be if I was a Chelsea fan. I'm not going to lie. The worst of it was Luca. when I said I'd arranged to do a show on his channel, and I said, Luca, I'm here ready, waiting. He went, what for? I said, for the link to come on your show. He said, but you've not sent me the link. I went, how am I supposed to send you the link when it's your show on your channel? Oh.
He messaged me earlier.
That was a shot. That was a good shot there from the Dutch. Straight into the hands of the Swiss keeper, though. Let's have a look how we are doing.
Pretty much as I said when you said, how do I think the second half's going to start? Both teams are trying to throw chances either side. Obviously, the Dutch have now got one back and got into it.
Another injury here for the Dutch.
Sweden now trying to grow back into the game as well. But we see that, though, don't we, that sometimes a team can really start growing back into it. And all it takes is that one lapse of concentration on too much focus of going forward for then it to be a case of the Dutch can just go, right, simple, work it forward, and that's it. Bob's your teapot.
Did you see that clash then of the heads?
Yeah. I did.
Painful. Can I just say that the Leicester Notts County pre-season watch-along has just hit 1210. Thank you to everybody who supported that and has been watching that. I think the majority are possibly Notts County fans, but
hang on, you said 1,200, Chris. They don't have that many fans.
I think it's slightly more than Newport, isn't it?
Well, probably. They're about 400 years old.
You're usually saying that about me.
No, look a day older than 21.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chris said in his interview, no comment. Mark said in his interview.
I was going to say, what has Chris been interviewed?
No, well, they'd seen that they had you on his channel before, so they thought, has he ever said anything to you?
No comment. I think the Switzerland-Portugal game was more interesting than this one. This has been, but then again, I think this has been due to that breakage in play momentarily stopped the tempo of this.
Yeah.
People in the bloody garden putting their music on and trying to watch a game. It's really inconsiderate.
How dare they? Who do they know? Do they know who lives next door?
Well, it's my next door neighbours because the people making a bloody racket is my family.
Oh, right. Oh dear. 1258 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please click on that subscribe button now. I've somehow managed to go down one. I'm not sure how. Get subscribing, guys. Oh, Dan, you little Niall, you. Oh dear. In fairness, though, that one knocked me off the spot when it came to what catch-up watch-ups. You see, we're over 1,000 on that one, but still 1-1.
Mark, you said your mum's outside, didn't you? Is your mother well?
Yeah, it's not too bad, thanks, mate. Actually, mother was quite active recently in the last couple of days.
That's fucking brilliant. I was not expecting that.
He's prepared for that. Right, I'm just going to put the BBC iPlayer window that I've got on right over your two heads so I can enjoy the game.
We can just do that. There you go. So 9 attempts for Netherlands, 7 for Sweden.
Oh, I love it.
Do you need a McDonald's, Dan?
I think you need a lie down. All I'm going to say is now, after hearing that noise, Mark would need to lie on a masseuse table with his legs hanging off at the where you usually put your head.
I agree, James. It has been very even. You can't call this game. Barbecues. Oh, somebody else having a barbecue. Charlotte having a barbecue, and it's all over for her.
Wonder if hers.
Come on, Van der Donk.
The woman version of Van der Beek.
Yeah, my mum's in the pub. She'll be arsehole by now. Well, you know, the pub's around Chelsea. 50p a pint. And again, Mike, I mean, all I can say is, you know, nail 2.
Pardon?
Nail 1 and nail 2 in private chat. But you still, I'm sorry, I mean, it's very nice of you to say that, so very, very nice of you to say that. But, you know, I can't say that I just can't give you one of these.
Bloody hell, I met my brother's calling me. 2 seconds.
Okay, right.
Need to get that.
No, it wasn't your brother. It was a sheep sound. Honestly.
That's what I mean.
All right, I'm with you. I thought you thought that was your ringtone going.
I have to change it to that actually for banter.
Hey. Anthony is sat down eating the Chinese. Well, I hope she appreciates it.
Oh, these Bristol Rovers fans, they are half dirty, mind.
Yeah, dirty.
I shouldn't have said that, but has she got, Anthony, do tell us, has she got crispy noodles? That is what we want to know.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no.
Anyway, moving on from Anthony's Chinese takeaway.
I was going to say, I'm waiting for Anthony to put some stupid comment in. I don't know what you're on about, guys. She's a right prawn cracker.
Prawn?
I've just seen where the crispy seaweed.
Did you say prawn cracker, Dan?
Yeah.
You do know that's why the sea's wet, don't you? Because the seaweed.
All right.
Rumour has it.
That and dolphin semen, apparently. Not
Moving
dolphin,
on.
whale. Funnily enough, whales.
Piss off.
It's a corner to Sweden. There's a match going on. Into the box. Is it going? No, a bit of a punch out by the Dutch goalkeeper, headed back in. It's head tennis at the moment. Holland have got it away. And Holland are going to play it out, which they... Oh, no, they kept it in. She kept it in, but it's ended straight back up with the Swedish defence. Scott says, "Oh dear, they're all off on one again." I know it was a bad idea having us three together doing a. Wait till the next chat shit get banged show. I'm dreading that.
Yeah, it's more get banged and get banned.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
so it's 1-1 as things stand at the moment.
Sweden nearly had a good chance then, Chris.
Yeah. 53% possession to the Netherlands, 47% to Sweden, 8 shots on target for the Dutch, 7 for the Swedes, 3 on target for the Dutch, 2 for the Swedes. I tell you what, I mean, in that first half, I thought Sweden were on top, but I think it's gone full circle. Like the game early today, I think Netherlands now look the more likely.
When you equalise in a game that's so tight and take not only the recent, the recent goal and the momentum into the rest of the game, that confidence, the belief. They believe that they can go and win the game. And not just that, they've got pedigree of winning in the Euros. They've won, or more recently than Sweden. They'll take a lot of confidence into this, and they're probably favourites now to get a win. Sorry, Dan. Don't think this is going to end a draw.
I think if it does end a draw, they'll both look at this as a missed chance.
Yeah, and it opens the group widely then.
Yeah. In answer to your question, Scott, no. There's a throw into the Dutch.
Looks like they took some of that Dutch courage at half-time.
Oh, there we go. He had to get another one in, didn't he?
They do look a lot.
That's what his girlfriend says every night. Oh, God, you've got to get another one in, haven't you? Pull me 90 down when you're finished.
She has got a bit of Welsh in her.
Well, yeah, we said that.
Miami.
I mean, these two teams, I mean, if it's a draw, I say for me, I can't see Portugal or Switzerland beating either of these two. So I think it will be, and I think they're having a break now. They're going to bring some subs on, having a drink. But yeah, I still think it's going to be these two that are going to go through. Nothing in that game, although it ended on a bit of a high this afternoon. There's nothing. I don't think if either of these teams were watching that game, which I'm guessing they were, that they would have anything to fear. To be honest with you,
no. I think it's quite easy.
Charlotte.
It is in Wales because half the people are colourblind.
I suppose that's the black sheep of the family.
I was going to say, give us a bear if you agree.
I will stop now, Mike. I will stop.
This is embarrassing.
Well, the Swedes are making a couple of turnips. I mean,
going on.
It's been quite an entertaining game, this.
The number 11.
Very end to end, hasn't it?
Yeah. And I don't, if people come on here and say, yeah, but it's not, I would still, if you have to sit me down and say, right, you can watch Netherlands, Sweden, or I've got to be honest with you, even Portugal, Switzerland from earlier, or England, Hungary, which would you sooner watch, it would be the Portugal-Switzerland game.
Actually, be England, Hungary, because I would love to see you get battered 4-0 again.
Yeah, well played, Chris. You know what? The channel needed that.
It did. Although that kid's back at the window again, waving. He's trying to get in.
How much is that black sheep in the window?
Baby, it's cold outside. Oh dear, and he's back.
Oh, you opened the door.
No, in Wales, your back door's always open. Read it out what you will. He's back with his crusty women, is Anthony. How you doing, mate?
Name's your Chinese.
I don't believe you just said that.
Don't tell Mark what you had, because if you had lamb, he'll be annoyed.
Yeah, could have been one of his relatives, couldn't it?
You know he didn't have lamb, Dan.
He'll be ringing up and be going, Dad, where are you? Talk to me, Dad.
I'm in a lamb foo young kid. I want to say ciao. I'm Italian and I just want to say ciao before I go off.
I keep forgetting there's a football game going on. That is the reason we are here. the three of us getting together really was a dumb idea, really. But 72 minutes gone.
I did say the number 11 that has come on for Sweden is actually their top. Well, not their top goal scorer, but one of their top goal scorers from the last couple of years. I can't pronounce it. Like Black or something.
For Holland?
No, for Sweden. The number 11 for Sweden. Black Steins or something.
Yeah, Black Steinius, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You just wanted me to try and attempt to say it, didn't you? That's all you were doing, you sod.
No. If we're going to talk about pronunciations, I think you slated me when I had to try and announce those 11 players that come on for Leicester.
I was going to get clipped. I forgot about that.
I've got one, Chris. I've got an idea for the Chat Shit Get Bang show.
Yeah.
Things you'll never hear in a Wales game. Well, it seems that the Welsh side have got their tails up in this one.
That's dangerous.
Very.
We will fight in Qatar, if you know our other Group B opponents.
Sweden lose it on the near side to the Dutch. Oh, that was class from the Dutch there, straight through the Swedes' legs.
Does anyone know the capacity of Bramall Lane? Because there's 21,000 attendance, so I don't know how far away from that is from full capacity.
I don't know.
I'm tempted to say...
You asked, does anybody know? I don't. Let's have a look, shall we?
I think it's around 32,000.
I mean, one whole stand is shut down behind the goal, isn't it?
You spot on, Mark. 32,050.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 30. So yeah. So just under 10,000. But then again, like you said, Chris, the whole stand behind the goal is empty anyway. So
it is, yeah.
Take that out. It was empty in the Switzerland-Portugal game, wasn't it? The one side behind the Portuguese.
Yeah, not possibly. I think the thing what you got to look at is though, it's what 21,000? Did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant defending.
21,000 for watching a woman's game, I think, is a great turnout.
And considering it's not England.
Exactly, yeah.
Are all of England's games like at big stadiums then? I'm not too sure.
England's, obviously, it was at Old Trafford yesterday. But I think it only gets better for them after that.
Well, they're not going to Rodney Parade, are they, Chris?
Monday they're playing at Brighton and Hove.
You said it got better.
Well, talking Old Trafford, it's full of leaks, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say just from the team, but the whole place.
And then the last game is
they've said they're not sorting that all-out imp roof until they've sorted out the leak in defence.
I think
honestly, that was top notch from the Dutch winger there. By God, she had the ball and she just turned with it and left the Swedish player standing. Oh, she's gone down in the box now. The Dutch player. That was a class move. If that had been Messi or Ronaldo,
Chris looked from that. She should have buried that.
Yeah, well. What they're not the same woman. It was she played it into the box, didn't she?
Yeah, the ball got played into the box, and then she should have done better with that.
She just slipped, didn't she? The ball was dragged behind her back.
I love that little touch, though. From like I said, if that had been Messi or Ronaldo, the commentators would have been going absolutely bananas.
You got to be kidding. Messi doing a skill. He's not playing against Estonia. He won't do it.
Somebody's just come on for Holland, and it's two things. Every man wants beer in a stein.
That's the one that I was on about, that I'm surprised that she's dropped. Berenstein.
Yeah.
She's actually the number 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7, yeah.
I think so, yeah. She's just come on.
That last touch in the box seems to get all the all of them sort of caught. I don't know. They just seem to take. They just want to seem to take one touch too much.
Yeah.
Oh, can they piss off, please?
They could have got it. The swear words are available, children. They could. Oh, and yeah, there's some subs here coming now. They're probably the ones that you were on about.
Yeah, Linton Berestein.
That's very bright, that kit, isn't it?
Very orange.
Not like Le Bleu.
Charlotte says they're taking off Danny.
No, I'm still here.
I wish they would take him off, Charlotte. I'm not being helpful. But and we are into the coming up 78 minutes. We're coming up to the last 10 minutes. Can either team do this? Mike, can it be done, or is it going to end up a draw?
Hopefully, it can be the Dutch, so I can be half right. And I'm going to say Berestein off the bench to win it for them. Still shocked as why she was on the bench. Actually, considering Charlotte is in the chat, does she have any reason to why Berestein was on the bench? Don't know if it's a slight knock or something, but
Scott's off to your favourite place tomorrow, Chris. Mike.
Yeah. Oh, Scott, I heard you one thing when you go there.
It's been nice knowing you, mate. We may never see you again. Scott, if you come back with a blow-up sheet, we're not talking to you again.
I urge you one thing, Scott. When you leave that place for your own benefit, sanitize yourself. You will catch it. And it's called We're Amazing Itis.
Dan, I mean, Mike thinks it's going to be 2-1 to... Did you say Sweden, Mike, or Holland?
No, the Dutch.
To the Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, take care, Scott. Dan, do you see this ending 1-1, or do you see somebody getting a winner? And if there is, who do you think it's going to be?
No, as I say, I'm going to stick with what I said. I'm going to stay at 1-1.
Swedes are coming forward here. Oh,
yeah, I think she just passed the Dutchie on the left-hand side.
Oh, my.
That was good. I like that one. Oh, I'm really proud of that one.
Mate, I'm going to say that was a good one.
The best.
But other than that joke, yeah, I can. It's just.
It was the joke. I'm going to say that is the joke of the day, Dan. I'm going to give it you. I wish I got the prize to give you, but I haven't. Go and buy yourself a bottle of wine or something. Don't send me the bill. No
problem.
But that was the joke.
You get yourself a Chinese, Dan. Kate won't mind.
Sorry, though, Dan. You're still sticking at 1-1.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with 1-1. I think it's going to be one of those now where both sides are going to want to try and get that killer goal, but
yeah,
it's just going to get to the point of dirty tactics. You know, the odd tactical yellow. And I can't see it. Although there is a lot of creative chances coming. But yeah, like James says, 1-1.
Yeah, the dogs ain't nice, but the animal dogs are nice there. Dogs I was referring to are the locals. So I'm glad you're seeing family, Scott, not the locals, because you would have to sanitise yourself. Depending on what part of Cardiff, actually, to be honest, because there's one part that's nice, and that's only because family live there. Idiots living in Cardiff. Not part of my bloody family, I'll tell you that. 50-50 ball possession as well, to be fair. So in terms of pretty much every stat, it's been equal, and obviously on the scoreline as well. So I generally do think this would be a fair result. The only reason I'm saying Netherlands to win is because that was my prediction, that Netherlands would win. So
okay, well, I'll go. I'm going to go. We've got a draw. We've got a Netherlands win. I'm going to say Sweden nick it, just to be different.
You're going for Sweden, yeah?
Yeah. Why are we talking in German?
I was going to say IKEA as in ICEA, but that would have been pretty crap. So
it's a free kick to the Dutch. Quite a way out, this. In. No. Oh, it's come to Dutch on the edge. What's she going to do? Oh, she took too long. Oh, hey! What a little touch then from the Dutch woman. My God.
That was quality, weren't it? Nice little.
Sweden are away, but it's going to go back to the goalkeeper. I mean, that said, what was she waiting for?
How
Christmas.
ironic, Chris. How ironic that a Dutch player does a Cruyff turn.
Yeah, true. Come on, Sweden! Yeah, straight at the goalkeeper. But she waited so long for that. Take the shot. She'd have hit it first time. Should she not?
Sense of.
I would have either hit it first time or try playing it to the Swedish player you had at the back stick that were coming in alongside.
Yeah. And Sweden, then they're just taking a shot straight at the goalkeeper, and there's another player coming up the other side.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just simply play it in. Just try and play it into there. That way, that you're going to have to make the keeper make a decision whether to stick or twist and come out to it.
Yeah.
And obviously you're putting it on a plate for your Swedish teammate.
Or she could have just run an extra 5-10 yards to force the goalkeeper to come out and drag the defender and then play it across. Because then you've got the defender that comes across and you've got the goalkeeper that has to commit.
I don't like the Dutch tasting hats, I'm not going to lie.
No. That's Timmy Mallett's family, isn't it?
I don't know. That was what was Mike wearing when he was watching Wales the other. You knew that was coming, didn't you?
Oh, I've just seen another. I'll tell you what. Sweden are piling on the pressure.
Put a bit of Dutch courage in a bottle, and she'll be fine. She'll whisk it
Every
all.
time you say that, that was straight through the legs with the Swedish player. That surely. Oh, that was the first goal. You see what I have a habit of doing this.
Yeah, Linda Martins is another decent player for the Dutch as well. The one that's down at the moment.
Fooled me, that did. I thought they were having an attack. I saw play had resumed on the chat.
She'll be fine. Run it off.
Askia, you just got blocked. If you want to come in and spam, do it on my watch.
What a save that is.
It was a great save from the Dutch. You're quite right with that, Charlotte.
That's what I mean. Sweden is starting to pile the pressure on now and trying to send the Dutch into a sort of defensive outlook for the dying 10 minutes of the game. Well, not even 10 minutes, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, it's heading around the header. I'll head it, you head it. Oh, no, that's not going to get that, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Cheers, James. Yeah. I think it's clever just to come in and go, goal, goal, goal.
It's not clever.
Well, no, because you just,
Well, it's your stream. I would say something different on mine, but it's basically you say goal, I say bye, but not in not in as nice words.
Oh, is that a corner? 3 minutes to go. We're just coming up to 2 minutes now, and there's a corner to the Dutch. Can they do it?
One thing I love about these major tournaments, you see like 60. Obviously, this tournament, 16 different teams, and you see like every game, you see like a couple of hundred of them just, in support of their team. And obviously, there's no segregation. It's not like this is the home end, this is the away end. And in I think it was the Spain game or the Germany game, there was a German fan next to a Italian fan. I think it was just you see that at major tournaments. You just pick a game that you want to go to.
The goalkeeper dropped the ball to kick it there, and the Dutch kicked it out of her. Well, they're not necessarily out of her hands, but certainly.
What have you made of this Welsh ref, then, Mark? She done enough to referee League Two next season?
Definitely not League Two.
Why not?
I just think League. I would say Championship or Premier League, but the League Two and League One are too scrappy for the. She seems like a good ref, but it seems like a lot of things.
Here they come.
Whistling up.
Watch her come in. And again, she's just held on to it for too long.
4 added minutes, Chris.
Added minutes. I know women are sort of known for taking a while to make their mind up, but do not say when you're in front of the goal, decide what you're going to do with it.
I thought he was going to make. I thought he was going to make your injury time joke, Chris.
Do I shoot or do I bring up an argument from last month?
Looked like that Dutch number 5 was going to knock the lineswoman out. Then how angry she got about that. It was a clear foul. Didn't it look like she was going to bloody punch her in the face.
If one team was to win this, I think you look at it and go, fair enough.
Yeah,
I think the other team would feel.
Yeah, the other team will feel aggrieved, but to be fair, both teams have given this game a real battle. And if somebody is to come out on top in this game, you can't grumble whether it goes to either side, to be honest. This is one of those games where if you are on the receiving end of losing, now it's almost like...
It will hurt.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Netherlands' next game is Portugal and Sweden is Switzerland. If one of these were to lose, the losing side, I would feel confident if I was Switzerland or Portugal because it's their final, isn't it? It's their cup final to stay in the tournament. And like Louise said on the preview show you done, Chris, before the England game, most of these countries, like Switzerland, Portugal, look at Netherlands and Sweden as their cup final.
Yeah.
So you get up for it more.
I mean, if you're Portugal or Switzerland, you'd be watching this very happy.
Yeah, because it's an open group. It's an open group after one match day when we generally thought it was going to be the Netherlands or Sweden top with, at best case scenario, one of Switzerland, Portugal on 3 points with them. And now they're on one. It makes...
Nice move there with the Swedes, but... she's rolling on the floor laughing. Rolfo?
I'd rather a parsnip other than a Swede, but Swedes are decent.
I'll tell you something. Netherlands are defending for the laugh.
Virgil van Dijk at the back.
Careful where you go with that one, Mark.
Front out from the goalkeeper, and it's going to be another. Oh no, it's the free kick. Right, it was a free kick, but the coach isn't too happy there.
Can I just say we did say 50 quid on this, didn't we? On correct prediction.
Yeah. Monopoly money.
50 quid in I can't remember. There's a currency in the world that 50 of our pound gets like 1 million of theirs.
Yeah. And about rupees?
No, it's not rupees. It's somewhere else. You can have
Charlotte,
1 million.
I know you're ahead of us, Charlotte, but don't be giving games away because that does get you kicked out the chat. But it is all over. It is all over, and it is ended with a second draw for the group. So let's have a look there. It was probably the fairest result for that game. 49-51% possession. You couldn't really split that. 9 shots to the Dutch, 10 to the Swedes. 3 on target for the Dutch, 4 for the Swedes. It was as even game as you're going to see. But I've got to be honest with you, comparing that draw to the draw earlier, that one was a lot better.
Yeah, this one had quality and something something that this one had that the game earlier didn't have is quality. But the only problem that this didn't have was the amount of goals. I think if you were to replace the two results, this is a 2-2 draw, and that is and the other one is a 1-1 draw, you'd probably say that was a fair reflection on pre-match. Both of these teams will progress out of the group. I'm very confident of that. Based not just off that performance, but off, like you said, Chris, the Switzerland-Portugal game. I think both of these, unfortunately, will probably near enough wipe the floor with Portugal and Switzerland in their respective games.
Charlotte's just won 30 quid on that. We don't recommend you gamble. You said you were underage to go to the pub, Charlotte, so should you be gambling? I'm not sure if you should. But if you do, of the proper age, you do gamble, remember when the fun stops, stop. James said fair result and another decent game. And that is it. So, first of all, Mike, thank you for joining us. 1-1. Sum the game up for us.
The first 10 minutes or first 9 minutes of unreal Sweden pressure. Then there comes the bit of a delay, and I'd probably say until Sweden scored, basically, it was so slow tempo, and that's understandable. They go into the break 1-0 up, and then Netherlands come out a completely different team. Sweden just looked like they dropped off completely. When the Netherlands scored, it was back to Sweden again. Now I've thought about it, I'd actually think the Swedes are actually had them, but I think they may have deserved to have won that on the whole 90 minutes display. But a draw is a result.
Yeah. And you had to ask him what he thought, and that's what he said. Dan, you sum the game up for us from your point of view.
Yeah, an even contest, although I'd say that the Swedes probably just shaded it in terms of chances. It's one that you, as we said earlier, you'd have been gutted if you'd have conceded so late in the game. They'll be happy with that, especially going into the next games. And as Matt said earlier on, it leaves the group wide open. But
yeah, they've all got 1 point. They've all got 1 point.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It was a good game to watch. It wasn't one of those boring middle of the park fixtures. It was very end to end. Keepers were, entertained, stinging the gloves, etc. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I'm sure they'll be very happy with the point.
Yeah, and the table there, Netherlands top it, Portugal second, Sweden and Switzerland, and I think that is all in alphabetical order. That's why. Imagine if it ended where you go through on alphabetical order.
I thought, for some reason, I thought Portugal and Switzerland would be first and second because it should go by goals scored after goal difference.
You would have thought so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because it's not points, goal difference, goals scored, goals against, and I can't remember after that.
I mean, let's just have a look what the BBC, to see what the BBC do. What have they got to say about the league table? As it stands, let's just refresh. And this is Group C. Yeah, so they've got Portugal, Switzerland, Netherlands, Sweden. Yeah. So you're quite right. You are quite right. It's good for its graphics, but not much else. Fault mob. Thank you both very much for joining. I'm going to go off now, and I don't know. I'm going to go off and do something, but have a break. Because I've been sat in this chair for like 5 hours today. Mike, where can people find you apart from obviously HMS Prison Newport?
Definitely not a prison. You can see there's a window, people. Yes, a bed before people say it.
Is that a blind or bars?
Sake. Without any temptation to laugh, Mike Green on YouTube. We're getting close to 3K, so drop a sub on there. It'll be much appreciated. And thanks to Chris for getting me on. Great stream. Piss off, Dan.
You are welcome.
I'm not pushing any button.
Stop patronising me.
Daniel, where can people find you?
Patronising me.
You can find me on LTIDtv, helping the aged on here, and obviously at Turf Morehouse on all social media platforms. But thanks again for having me, Chris. Do appreciate it, and look forward to the next one.
I've not had you, if you don't mind. I would refuse to say. I'm just trying to find a noise for you here. Here we go for Dan.
Cheers. I've been called worse.
Yeah, well, I know, mainly by me. If I'm not. Language, Michael. Language. You want a timeout?
No.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, and we will speak soon, no doubt. Take care, guys.
I'm sure we will. Take it easy, Chris.
Speak to you later, Dan.
Thanks very much, guys. So, I can say this now, they've gone. My bottom is sore. I need to get out of this chair and go and get into bed, I think. Thanks very much for sticking with me. Thanks to the 1.2 thousand that watched the Leicester-Nottingham game earlier. Really do appreciate it. Excuse me. Thank you for sticking with us for these two. Not, like I say, not 100% sure what's happening tomorrow. Bear with me. Or as Mike might actually put it, in fairness, he might go with me. So that's it. Tomorrow, like I say, we'll decide what we're going to be doing when we know if Lee Judge is coming on or not. I haven't heard back from him today. I don't want to keep sort of chasing him up. But then we might move it back tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. And don't forget, guys, that if you want any retro sportswear at all, this is the place to go. 3retro.com. It's your one-stop shop for retro shirts and vintage football clothing. And they will post worldwide, but not to Burnley, remember, because that's like, I don't know what it's like. It's just ignored by everybody. But no, do give them a follow. They are kind enough to be supporting Leicester Till I Die TV. Guys, do what it says there. Give us a subscribe if you can. It would be much appreciated. Leicester Till I Die TV. We'll see you tomorrow in one way or another. I'm not sure what that will be, but click on the notifications and then whatever we do will come up. As the actress said to the Archbishop, see you tomorrow. Take care. Don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy. Good night.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
Cool. I'm out of here. Ooh, that's a wrap.
Some people are on the pitch. They think it's all over.